Alright, obviously if you're watching this you noticed that we had some technical difficulties when we originally did this, and here I am about a week later and trying to get everything online before we start school this week, and then so I have to redo this section of the video. It'll be the same information as before, just obviously you see me in a little different manner. This is section 2 of our video. We're going to talk a little bit about the rules. We talked a little bit about the game itself and our guidelines that are going to govern all our intramural contests earlier in section 1. We'll go through a few things real quickly and short. First of all, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me either through email or phone, or just swing by my office. All our policies and procedures are printed on our website, and all our rules specific to the sport of indoor futsal are printed on there as well. Feel free to check those out. If there's anything that just looks totally wrong or you don't understand, then again you can talk to me about that. Okay. When you show up, you need to make sure that you have enough players. You need 4 to start the game. It is a 5-on-5 league, but you need 4 to start. When I say 5-on-5, that means you'll have 4 attackers and 1 goalie. When you get to the gym, go ahead and sign your team up. Basically who's there and their my WSU ID. They're going to have to check in the front, just like they do for any other sport. You have to be a member to get in. If you are a guest, or you buy the guest pass, or you're not an actual member, you're there, you tell them that you want to watch, they're going to put an X on your hand, which shows us that you're not able to play. Okay, when you get up to the gym, sign in. Pennies if you don't have the same colored jerseys, and the goalie has to have a different colored jersey as well, so keep that all in mind, how that's going to work. Okay, as far as the way this league is set up, as far as the official standpoint, so you kind of know what you're getting into before. We are running it concurrent with softball. Most of our stuff, obviously, if you played before, our team events, we only usually run one at a time. But since this is something new and it's a little bit different than softball, we thought we'd run it at the same time, just to kind of test the waters. With that being said, we're not going to be able to have 2 officials for a futsal game and 3 or 4 officials for a softball game. We just don't have that type of money in our budget, and we don't have that type of enough people to do that on our staff. So what we're going to do is, softball is irrelevant for what you guys are looking for. We're just going to run 1 official per court, and then we're going to have 1 supervisor for the entire evening. Okay, the supervisors will be taking care of making sure people are there and signed up, and if there's questions about rules and things along those lines, they can help them. And if the ref has to play, they can jump in as well. As far as the 1 official, I'm going to tell you right now that in order to do this, we're going to have officials that are willing to hustle and run baseline to baseline so they can see fouls and things like that. We are not going to sit at half court and call an indoor futsal game. It's not fair to ourselves, and it's not fair to our players as well. We need to be up there. We need to be working as hard as we can to get in the right positions to make those calls, and to get in a position to see if the ball actually is a goal, or if it's inbounds, out of bounds, so on and so forth. I expect all the captains to understand this a little bit. They're not going to see everything, because there's 1 less set of eyes out there. But if we do have a person that isn't hustling, trying to call the game from half court, and missing a lot of things because of that, then go ahead and shoot me an email and let me know. Now, like I said, our supervisors have been told this is the way it's going to be. Myself and Josh are going to be out there pretty much every night, off and on. But since we have 2 things, we're going to be supervising 2 different areas. But if it doesn't open the door for you to call me and say that this official here is terrible just because they missed a call or 2, or one that went against you and you lost the game. I don't want to hear that. What I want to know is, is our officials hustling to get in the right positions to at least attempt to make those calls. Okay. A little bit more things about the game. Out of bounds is the black line. It's the basketball court. It's just like regular soccer, just on a smaller field. The ball has to completely go out of bounds in order to be out of bounds. When the ball does go out of bounds, we don't have a regular throw-in like soccer. It's an indirect kick from that point where it went out of bounds. So the team can place it there, back them off. We have a barrier there, and then we can go and have an indirect kick. Pretty simple. Substitution-wise, it is not live ball substitution like, let's say, in hockey, where you can just come in and out as you want. you need to be beckoned on just like regular soccer or basketball. And the way we're going to do that is come to the scores table, which will be placed at midcourt. Once there's a dead ball, if the ball goes out of bounds or a goal is scored or something along those lines and you're ready, the official will beckon you on, and then you can go ahead and make your substitutions. Okay? Those are really the only way that you're going to, other than if you request a substitution. And the way that happens is if I'm a goalie for Team A, Team B dribbles the ball in, they shoot the ball on goal. I am in possession of the ball, controlling the ball. I can raise my hand and yell, I want to request a substitution. Basically what will happen then, the official will grant that substitution, the play will stop. Both teams can make their substitution at that time, and now Team B, who shot the ball on me, on my goal, they retain possession at midcourt. Okay? Basically, you lose possession, but you gain the ability to substitute. Okay? And that's how it is. There are no timeouts, so you can't call a timeout and have a substitution and keep the ball, and so on and so forth. Okay? Basically, we're going to officiate this on the idea of advantage, disadvantage as much as possible. Did you gain an advantage through contact, or did you gain a disadvantage by someone contacting you? That's how we're going to officiate it, okay? So if there's contact and I still control the ball, we'll probably just let that play on, and we'll say play on, and we'll go from there. Okay? Penalty shots, we talked about overtime procedures, and if we have a breakaway penalty, a scoring opportunity, or we have a hard foul, those will constitute a penalty shot. Now, it's not like regular outdoor soccer where the penalty shot is from one set area and we just shoot at the goal. This is a little bit different. It's kind of mirrors hockey, an overtime period shootout. You'll pick your member, or whoever the case is, on the offense. They'll dribble the ball in. They have 5 seconds. The official will be there giving a visual count, much like basketball, 3, 4. They have 5 seconds to shoot the ball. There's no rebounds, anything like that. If we get to 6, 7, and you still haven't shot the ball, then the whistle will be blown, and that will count as a miss. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, we'll also be giving out yellow and red cards. Yellow cards are warnings, reds are ejections. If you get a yellow card, you have to sit out for one possession. Cool heads prevail, so we want to have everyone, if I get a yellow card, now I have to go sit out for one possession. That means the ball has to come live, be dead again. So we have to have an indirect kick. The ball is played for a while, then it goes out of bounds, and now you can substitute back in. Gives you a chance to cool down and think about what's going on. Okay, red cards, if you get a red card for anything that is due to an ejection, or you get a combination of 2 yellow cards in a game, that equals a red card, and you'll be asked to leave. Okay, you have 5 minutes to grab your stuff and leave the Heskett Center. You can't sit around and argue more or get your team all worked up. You need to go ahead and leave the facility. If you don't leave within that 5 minutes and you want to continue to cause problems, then we'll just call a forfeit for the team. Okay, like I said, there's more rules on the website, so check those out if you want to go in depth. If you want to have a National Federation of High School Officials official book, you can come into my office and we can check that out too, or we can read over rules at that time. Okay. I know that this is a new sport, so there's probably going to be a little bit of growing pains that come along with it. There might be some things that we've overlooked and things that we should add to the rules or take out to make the game more enjoyable and fun for all those students. Feel free to contact me and say, I don't understand why this rule is. Maybe we should take a look at it. We might possibly change some rules midstream. And if that happens, we'll let everyone know via email, and we'll be there. By the time we get to the tournament, we should be a pretty well-oiled machine, and we should know exactly where we're going. But there is going to be those growing pains in the way things are run right away. So go in knowing that it is a sport. If it just doesn't work out, we just won't do it again, okay, or if it becomes a problem. Okay, as far as the indoor futsal league, we'll play a 3-week league. That league will last, you'll probably get 1 to 2 games a week. That'll give you 6 games, and then we're going to go ahead and do a 1-week tournament. Okay, single elimination. Champions get their t-shirts like normal. Okay, that's all I have for video number 2. We're going to come back with our last video. It'll be talk about some policy, procedural things, and some expectations that we've set forth for our program this year.